What's going on? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. It's freaking hot. It is, I can't believe it. I'm looking at the dashboard here. It is 88 fucking degrees in South Florida, and we're not even in May yet. That's insane. Which tells me it's gonna be a brutal summer of heat. I am not looking forward to that. I don't mind heat necessarily, by the way. I just hate humidity. And that's the problem with South Florida. We have too much humidity in this damn state. And, you know, I don't mind sweat once in a while, but I don't necessarily sweat. So the AC gonna be working overtime, both in the car and the house, the next couple months, the way it looks right now. On the way, of course, pick up my kids. So thought I'd come in here, talk some shit for a couple minutes. I've had about a little under 24 hours to digest, to settle down, 18 hours to settle in post-draft, New York Giants draft pick. Everybody's bitching about it. I'm getting texts and people on my timeline, talking about, what the hell they're doing and what do you think about this? Did the Giants do the right thing? And look, on the surface, obviously, it's very shocking. They not only go, look, they wanted the quarterback, so they got one thing right. They prioritize the quarterback, so I'm not mad about that. It's the who they got, really. That's more the stunning part. Everybody thought it'd be Dwayne Haskins, the Ohio State quarterback. That'd be the guy they go after, and that was the case. But I think we all knew, like, the last couple weeks that even though most of the stuff that was put out there in the media the last few weeks prior to the draft was a bunch of bullshit. Because that's what agents do. They put out feelers out there just to kind of dictate and to get leverage into whatever they want to get. I think that the feeling was that the Giants weren't feeling Haskins. I mean, that's the vibe we got. So we all figured they wouldn't go quarterback. Well, if they go quarterback, they go later in the draft. So the issue isn't so much that they got Daniel Jones at quarterback. That's not the issue. It's that, number one, well, they got Daniel Jones, but they got him too damn high. Many people believe that he'll been available at number 17. He'll be available probably in the second round, and maybe in the far back in the third round. But I guess Gettleman and company, they were really hard on this kid. They really feel like this kid is going to be a really good player. I mean, you don't draft a guy like this who was projected to be the fourth best quarterback in the draft, and not even in a first round pick this high if you think this guy is not capable of taking over for Eli in the years to come. That's the big thing. So, I'm indifferent now with this stuff. I try not these days, because I'm getting older. I'm going to be 39 next week. I try not to get too high and too low about these things anymore, because I said in my podcast yesterday that I refuse to let Dave Gettleman impact my blood pressure. I'm not going to do that. Again, I was stunned at the pick, but what are you going to do? Now the bar is set so low that if he does anything good, it's a good thing going forward. So the bar is set low for Daniel Jones to actually do something in the NFL. And maybe he is the heir apparent to Eli Manning. I don't know. What he does look like is a guy that would play Eli Manning in a movie. I don't know. Like I said, I don't get high and low anymore about these things in the draft, because it's always a crapshoot at the end of the day. Kyler Murray going number one was a surprise. It's still a crapshoot. We don't know until they play on the field. And this is the beauty of sports, that we can sit here and, as media people or whatever, sit here and bitch and moan about what's going on and how we feel about this guy. But at the end of the day, we can be proven wrong also too, because they still got to play the game. You don't think Daniel Jones wants to prove people wrong now that people are bitching about him? Him being as drafted as high as he was yesterday. You don't think he hears that now and now wants to prove people wrong? I mean, what if this guy ends up being the next Tom Brady? Who knows? I'm not saying he's going to be, but what if he ends up being the next Tom Brady? Boy, do we feel stupid in the end. That's why I don't get high and low about these things anymore. Maybe it's a maturity in me now. Maybe I'm getting older and somewhat wiser. I got some gray here, so maybe I'm a little bit wiser. But I'm just chilling this, man. If it works out, works out. Doesn't work out, what's another losing season? They've had many already. So it is what it is. So that's that. I'll get into the Tyreek Hill stuff later on. That's very complicated. The Big Ben extension got overlooked pretty quickly because it happened like literally the day before the draft and all that. People are shocked he got big money in 2 years. I'm like, why are you shocked? Big Ben is still top 10 quarterback in the league. Why are you shocked? Big Ben is, yes, he's injury prone, but when he's available, he's right there in the top I would dare say top 5 or 6, right there with Brady, Breeze, Mahomes, all those guys. I mean, he's still there. We don't have to like him as a person. I don't care what the Big Ben's a person. Personally, I don't care Big Ben. I think he has leadership issues, but I also do not deviate from the fact he's a great quarterback. He's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer and all that, and he's still really good. And I think now with the distractions out the way, Antonio Brown being gone and Le'Veon Bell being gone, I think there's a motivation for Big Ben to do well. I said on a podcast last month after the free agency period was over, and I said after Antonio Brown went to Oakland, that Big Ben might be a very good solid bet to place as a very good value bet for MVP, because you don't think he wants something just like Daniel Jones we just said a while ago. You don't think he wants to prove people wrong about himself, about who he is. He's still an elite quarterback. He may not be elite anymore in the way we saw him even 3 years ago, but he's still top 6, 7 quarterback in the league. And don't act like quarterbacks grow on trees. They don't grow on trees, man. Big Ben still has a lot to prove, and still has something to give out. I mean, 2 years at $60 million. I don't care with that. But for that guy, absolutely, I'll take that. I'll pay that money. He's still good enough. Obviously, leadership issues, like I said, that's another story. But Big Ben's still really good, man. So I have no problem with the extension. Tonight's game 6 of the Warriors and Clippers. I think the Clippers these guys are tough, man. These guys are absolute warriors. No pun intended, of course. But what they've done in this series to make it somewhat competitive. I had a sweep, number one. I thought they would sweep the Clippers. The fact the Clippers have won 2 games in this series, and not only won 2 games, they won 2 games at Oracle Arena on the road. That speaks volumes. And look, you can say hypothetically they have a chance to win tonight and force Game 7. I just don't see it happening. I just think the Warriors are just coasting in a way now where it's I think they just want to get to the second round and beyond. I mean, which is very dangerous to do at this point, because the next team you're going to be playing is Houston, and that's not an easy out. But I think the Warriors tonight will close it out, and they'll end the series, and that'll be that. And the Clippers will now raise their profile as a destination place for free agency going forward. Whoever they get, Kawhi Leonard, Jermaine Butler, whoever the hell they in the market for, maybe Kevin Durant, I don't know. But they've shown a lot this year. Doc Rivers, I know on my NBA awards a couple weeks ago I said Budenholzer for Coach of the Year. But damn, Doc Rivers has definitely made a strong case. He's gonna be number 2 in that list for Coach of the Year, because what he's done with this roster, and a roster that was supposed to be tanking by the middle of the year and still refused to lose and still won with guys like Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams, the 6-man. Like, really? Like, it's amazing. It's really a great story. But I think tonight's over. I think tonight the Warriors will get together to finish up the Warriors, the Clippers, and then that'll be that. But again, hats off to Doc Rivers and the Clippers organization have been doing what they've done this year. Phenomenal story this year. What else I want to talk about before we get out of here? You guys know Joe Biden officially announced his candidacy for president. Lots of controversy around that. A lot of people are not very high on Joe Biden. As I said on here a couple days ago, I believe the Democratic Party is fractured right now. It's a somewhat divided party. You have the progressive, the far left, and you have the more moderate Democrats, more to the middle. I always say Joe Biden leans more to the middle, and I think Joe Biden could be Trump in 2020. My problem is what I think is the problem that he's going to have is getting to Trump. Like, number one, can he win the nomination? I think if he gets the nomination, he could win. I'm not saying he's going to win, but he could win. But I think the party right now is so fractured right now, and there's a lot of people who are not backing Biden, and I get it. Some of the things that he's done through the years make uncomfortable. The latest thing about Anita Hill, if you guys don't know anything about Anita Hill and the Clarence Thomas trial from back in 1991, look it up if you get a chance. She's not satisfied about the apology that he gave, and which I put a question on the on social media yesterday about what more does he need to do. This is a discussion point, that's all. But the Joe Biden thing is very interesting. It's very interesting. It's very complicated. It's very personal. 2019 is a very let's say 2019 it's what you thought what it was 10 years ago. You can't be that way now. It's just different times we're living in now, and I don't know. I as an outsider, I'm looking forward to seeing this play out. My kid's talking to me right now. What's up, buddy? How's your nap? Okay. Anyway, so what's up, Tokyo? Salute, my brother. Anyway, but yeah, the Joe Biden thing, like I said, it's going to be fascinating. I will still say he is the favorite to win the Democrat nomination, but again, the party is not what it was. Even 3 years ago. So we'll see how that turns out, man. I mean, it's gonna be great theater. Honestly, I'm a political honk, so I love this shit. I live for this stuff. So anyway, that's enough for today. Just want to check in and say hi and all that. This will also be on YouTube as well too. Still waiting for the podcast to be this podcast unfiltered. Yes, we need a show. Yes, you and I. We need to do a podcast soon, Tokyo. We'll probably get something going next couple weeks, definitely. Okay, I'll check with you couple weeks. But yeah. The podcast, of course, Ernst Podcast. You can check it out on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, all that. This unfiltered, YouTube thing I'm doing here, Periscope. We're trying to get it on audio as well too. We have not improved it on iTunes yet. I don't know why. It's weird. But in the meantime, you can find us here on Periscope, of course, Twitter, as well as on YouTube, of course, our YouTube page, Ernst Christian. Check it out. All the shows I do. We're trying to do this 5 days a week. Checking 10-15 minutes a day. Just kind of see what's going on. Shoot the shit a little bit. Anyway, love you guys. Take care. God bless, and have a good weekend. Maybe I'll check in during the weekend during some of these playoff games. My wife's out of town for the next couple of days, so I have the kids for all weekend. So 2 boys. Daddy and my boys just hanging out. So we'll see what goes on. Love you guys. Take care. Kisses. See ya.